Hello YouTubians and fellow hobbyists. Welcome to another episode of Car Dreams in Styrene. I'm your host, Gary G, and so excited about the new stuff. But first, these are the topics of today's show.
The riddle. The Flugtrike. Shiny or weathered? Sanding sticks. So, can you guess what that actually is? The answer? End of the show. So, here in the garage we had to ask ourselves the question, which tires could actually stand that speed and bring those 2,000 horses on the street? Well, after a few tries, my wife said you need something with really meat on that. Well, I guess that's meaty enough. So, here you have it, the wheels of my choice. So, front axle and suspension was the next on my list. Now it was time to build a nice cockpit to control that monster. So, that's for this episode. Now, back in the studio.
So this week I want to talk about shiny or weathered. What should I go? Well, there's two types. You either make your model like shiny, like fresh out of from the factory, or you make it used like it was laying for a couple years in the fields or in an old barn or whatever, or just daily uses. Well, if you do shiny, you have to work like very clean, because every little mistake in the paint job or whatever will just destroy your model, right? You have to have really a bigger knowledge about the equipment and your paints. You might use always the same paints so you know how they react. Well, if you do weathered, you have more room for little mistakes. As a matter of fact, little mistakes could even look like, to your advantage, they could look like, well, this is a scratch. He made a scratch, while he drove that car. But of course you need a lot of knowledge about your materials and weathering techniques as well. So which one is better? Well, I don't know. I just can tell you my personal opinion. If I see a model just shiny and perfect, I'm impressed by the paint job, of course. But on the other hand, it looks a little bit toyish to me, because it just looks like perfect. Maybe too perfect that someone owns that car. whether you have a weathered model with like rusty and maybe fingerprints somewhere, or you see the windshield wipers moving and the dirt on the windscreen. That looks to me more realistic. Well, that's of course just my personal opinion, and you guys can have your own one. By the way, tell me your opinions. Write it down in your comments. I'm looking forward to read them. Okay, another episode of Tips and Tricks. What I want to show you this week is how you sand. You have to sand your stuff where you clip it, or if you go like a little bit more detail and you chop off tops or whatever. There's a lot of sanding going on in our hobby. So what I have plenty of sanding sticks around all the time. I have some square ones, round ones in either size, and you also want to have some flat ones to come in every little spot, thin ones, all kind of sanding sticks. You even can go on one side, you have a heavy grit, on the other side a soft grit. They're very, very easy to make for yourself, and we'll show you how. And if like this one, if they are used, they are very easy to replace. So what you're gonna do is you get rid of the old one. Don't need that one anymore. So you can see here, usually before I had a 400 grit on it, then I changed it to a 320. I kind of like to write which grit I have, so I always know what kind of thing I use. So next thing that they do, you go in your hardware store and you buy one of those tapes they glue on both sides. Then put that down, you cut it, there you go. So it should look somewhat like this. Be sure it's really good on. Then you zip off the protection sheet. There you go. Then you have some 320 or whatever you prefer to use. Lay that down, and you guess it. You go ahead and lay that down as well. Do a little cut. One here. Look how far the glue is gone. And one here. And bada bing, bada boom, abracadabra and simsalabim and all those good things. There's your sanding stick. And like I said, you can have them on either side. You just use old piece of crap wood, or like stripes of metal, whatever you want to use. And this is easy to make yourself, and especially can do it in the size that you want. Now and then it's very tricky to come in little parts. It's always good to have some of those. This is the trick of this week.
Here the answer to our today's riddle.
Gary,
Yes.
can you please take down the trash?
Oh, I'm in my show. People are waiting.
I don't care if those people are waiting. You need to take the trash out.
But
The
they're
trash
waiting
man
for
is
me,
coming.
man.
Well, what about the trash man?
Oh. Okay, people. So this was another episode of Car Dreams in Styrene. I hope you enjoyed the time with me. Don't forget to tune in next Saturday at the same time. And as always, love and friendship is something you can't buy. Respect all people. Keep that hobby alive.
Gary!
The trash. See you folks next Saturday. Bye. YouTubians and fellow hobbyists. Well, my computer just broke down and I have no clue what I should say. But this is another episode of Car Dreams in Styrene. Just, it just